Hey, what's up YouTube? Here is David DBEE. Welcome to Honkai Star Rail Top 5 Tips for Beginner Players. I never expected I would be playing this game on the channel. I never expected I would be playing this game in general, but I seriously fell in love with the game, and I think it's really cool. So, anyhow, I played this game for nearly 2 weeks, and I'm pretty far into the game. At least I think for 2 weeks at least. Also given the fact this is a whale account, so it is what it is. I'm gonna give you guys 5 tips, and I'm gonna also announce here soon I'm gonna start a let's play of like a completely free to play account, because I know there's like a lot of YouTubers who play this game do that as well. So I might give that myself a shot and see how that also goes. And also I need more content playing the game, because so far after 2 weeks of playing, and if you grind this game non-stop, even when you're free to play, there's not much content, because the game been out for a month basically, so you can't really expect it to have much content. So anyhow, without further of chit-chatting, welcome to the guide, and I will basically give you guys 5 tips that I feel are pretty relevant and pretty important for newer players. So, first tip is not even to do with the game itself, it's more to do with the updates. You need to plan ahead for the updates. You need to plan ahead and research which characters you will want, because as a free-to-play player, you're relying on farming for your summons. You're relying on making sure you have enough tickets, things like that. So you need to plan ahead and see what you want, and you need to plan ahead in the terms of what compatibility your character will have with what teams. So it's great and all to like get a character and you like them, but if you cannot make a team around them, or at least somewhat of a team around them, then you're gonna feel like that character is useless. You're gonna hate the fact that you grinded for them so long, and you're gonna just stop playing the game. So when you're making a character, just take a step back, research them a little bit, see which characters are coming out, which ones look cool. The beauty about this game, I'm pretty sure nearly every single character can work nearly in every single team. Obviously there's your specific one-trick ponies, but for example Briona, which I know she's an exception because she's SS tier, she works in basically any single team. Jeopard is a great Jeopard, what am I talking about? Jeopard is a very good tank. He can work in like 90% of the teams. Welt works in like I think 70 to 60% of the teams, again depending on the situation and where he's required. Jing Hao is a pretty solid damage dealer who you need to build a team around him. So for example, you've been setting up for Jing Yao, you need a team around him. Next part of my first tip about planning ahead is you need to plan ahead 2 teams. Eventually you get to a stage in the game that you will be required 2 teams. This is currently where I am, and I'm gonna show you guys. And when I go on to the polar or the parallel car, and I will show you guys in the Forgotten Hall. This is where I'm currently kind of stuck on, simply because I will show you guys. I am required 2 teams, and I only have 1 team actually built for this far into the game, like you see. So this is where I'm currently stuck, and I cannot clear this. I can clear the first part no problem, but I cannot clear the second part at all. So when you're upgrading characters, make sure you are focusing on 8 characters. Even if it's a character team that's based around, even for example, where is she? The Serval, for example, if you maybe manage to pull Clara, you can have another team around her. Because I'm assuming most of you will have one team of a 5-star that you've saved up for, or you plan to save up for. Cool. Then you need a second team of characters. So one around Serval, maybe one around the Protag in his fire element. Who else is pretty? Someone about Dong Hang as well would be actually pretty okay. So this is something you guys should keep in mind from a little bit earlier on. Okay. Next tip that I'm going to give you guys is to download actually the phone version of the game. This is maybe an interesting tip. For some of you it might be very obvious, but for other people they only play this on their computer and don't really like it as a mobile game. That was me with Genshin for a while. I never really liked Genshin on mobile, even though it was intended as a mobile game. I just didn't like how it felt, how it played. But eventually I bought it, and playing this game in your spare time on your phone in between, let's say, I don't know, lectures or in between something, on the bus, you'll get that little bit extra grinding. Even if you literally hop in and just kill a few ads, hop in, spend your energy, which maybe you didn't have time that day to do your daily missions, some basic thing like that. And because this game has the auto function, it's beyond easy to play on the phone. It's super simple. You literally just have to get to a location and have it auto fight for you, which I think is amazing. So make sure you play this game on your phone as well. My number 3 tip, so we're going on to number 3, is max out all your characters for your current state of the game. A lot of people say to like artifacts and things like that, so these ones, or relics I should say, to wait until late game to invest in them, things like that. I disagree. These are a lot of base power that you will need to make your life easier when playing the game. So even if it's just a 3-star, max them out. At whatever stage you're at in the game, when you can, try and max them out so that stage of the game is easier for you to play. The only thing I would say is don't invest too much into these. So for example, like I said, have your four or 8 characters that you roughly want to know. Have your 4 main characters probably maxed out and the other 4 slightly behind, but still enough that when you reach to the stage you'll be able to play the game, which is again the complete opposite of what I did. And I can't play the game because those characters are completely under leveled and under maxed out on for my stage of the game. So make sure whenever you're playing, whatever content you're doing, you actually can clear it. There's no point saving all of that energy, saving everything, saving all your resources, because this is a Genshin-like game for end game, and then but not being able to play the early game. What's the point? So get yourself those 4 characters, max them out. So if you're at stage 2, max them out as much as you can for stage 2. If you're at stage 3, max them out as much as you can for stage 3. Just be able to actually play the content, I think. That will be very important. Tip number 4. This is a very simple tip. This is not like Genshin exactly, but it is explore everything, fight everything, and talk to everyone. Because this game at its current state has such limited content, you're at a very good place to actually max out all of the collectibles, all of the chests, all the side quests, side missions, all of the side content without getting overwhelmed. For example, in Genshin, if you wanted to collect all the chests, there's over 1,500 chests or something along those lines. Like, that's a lot. In this game, there might be like 100 chests so far. So make sure to try and get everything. I'm currently in the midst of doing that. So for example, if I go into here, so base zone, all chests collected, all chests collected, all chests collected. Now I'm moving on to this place where I'm gonna slowly start doing it. So nearly done here, nearly done here, nearly done here, done here, done here, done here, done here, done here, done here. You get my point. This is the stage of the game that you want to min-max as much as you can, especially when you hit the wall that you don't have enough content or you don't have any quests. As you can see, I literally have 0 quests. I haven't gotten a single quest since my daily quests. That's all the quests I'm currently getting because I've finished the main storyline for now. And talk to everyone, buy everything you can, as in the shops that you get those like points for the region for. I forget, I think this is the shop here, I could be wrong. No, it's a book merchant. I forget where it's in this region, but I know where it's in the other region, the new one. She's here, yeah, this shop, these shops marked like this. Get as much and as many of anything and everything you can from these shops. One, because these are not limited items, but they are limited, they're single items, and you will get Stellar Jade for buying a lot of shit from here, so make sure to do this, please. Okay. And my last tip for newer players actually is going to be a very, very, very hard one for newer players to swallow, especially probably if you're a free-to-play player as well. But don't be afraid to buy your energy with Stellar Jade, but you need to be smart about it. So, why am I saying this? Especially in the early game for a newer player. As a newer player, yes, you want to enjoy the game and go through the stages, but if you're a player who likes taking the game maybe a little bit more seriously and wants to actually, have, proper teams, build things, blah blah blah, and don't feel like you're missing out because you see these YouTubers do 20k plus damage with their teams and you're doing like 100 damage with your team. You want to get to endgame as soon as possibly you can, which again, easier said than done because you're limited through energy. This is what I mean by doing it smartly. For example, in the Forgotten Hall, I'm gonna quickly go back there. Okay, I should go like this. You can use this as an example. Forgotten Hall has the random not random, but you get these. You get Stellar Jade for the memory reward. What is this? Oh, okay. Anyhow, you can get Stellar Gems from this. You can get Stellar Gems for collecting things. Try and balance out. So if you earn enough money, enough Stellar Jade, and you have enough to summon for the characters you want, start using them to get your Trailblaze level. Because the sooner you get to the late game, the less you have to focus about micromanaging, and then you're just focusing about just actually grinding and making sure you're getting correct gear and correct things, and you less have to worry about keeping those resources. So if you can occasionally buy the Trailblaze powder, even the one just for 50, if you just buy that one, you're that one step ahead closer to endgame. Yes, sure, that could be one summon after 3 times. I wouldn't, unless you're an absolute whale, I wouldn't buy the 200 one, so 200 Stellar Jade for 60 energy, because that is when you're really whaling. But the 51, I think it's very, very reasonable and very, very worth it, especially with the amount of limited XP in the game. So, anyhow, these were my 5 tips for Star Rail Honkai. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was your boy DB. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Goodbye.